You're watching live coverage from the CBT News Stage at the 2024 NADA Show in Las Vegas, Nevada.
Hey everyone, Jim Fitzpatrick at the CBT News Stage at the 2024 NADA Show in Las Vegas. And I am so happy to have with me Mr. Mike Stanton, President and CEO of NADA, Mr. Gary Gilchrist, who is the new incoming NADA Chairman, and the outgoing NADA Chairman, which I'm sure he's happy to turn the gavel over after a very active year, Mr. Geoffrey Pohanka, I should say. So gentlemen, thank you so much for joining me on the show.
Thanks for having us.
This is always one of my special segments to be here at NADA Show, to have you guys up here. So let me start with you, Jeff. Talk to us a little bit about the past year as the chairman of NADA and some of the things that you wanted to get done. Did you get everything done on your to-do list?
Well, it's like a 3-year term, vice chair, chair, immediate past chair. So I'm just moving in the immediate past chair. And we started some really important initiatives as vice chairman. One was the NADA Guiding Principles.
Yeah.
Try to get ahead of issues, help shape those issues
Sure.
that are important in the industry. And what do we stand for? And I thought I was very proud of that. Clearly this year, a lot of questions with electrification, protecting consumer data, a whole litany of things. And a lot of those initiatives are not complete. One would be the value of the dealer. Are we value added or are we a costly system? We'll soon find out.
Yeah.
So these are very interesting projects. Maybe I should mention that. Cut. No. I think we're live.
We are live, Jeff.
But, I think we've got some
we lost that
great,
luxury.
It's been an interesting, great year. I'm very excited about it. We got a great staff. Made a lot of momentum, and Gary will continue that momentum.
That's right. Mike, let me let you pick it up from there. What were some of the things that you were most proud of over the course of the last year that you got done at the association?
Well, it's always something to get done.
Yeah,
you know?
sure.
It's on to the next, on to the next. I guess what I'm most proud of is that we stuck together.
Yeah.
We had good dialogue,
Yeah.
good listening,
Sure.
not just with these two guys, but with our whole board of directors,
Yeah.
the state and metro trade associations, and getting all dealers on the same page with regard to EVs and going too far too fast, and with regard to the FTC, the vehicle shopping rule.
Yeah.
To me, if we're moving together as one,
Mhm.
we're unstoppable.
Yeah.
So it'll never be perfect, but I know we made some great strides in that direction over the past year or so.
Sure. Do you hear from your dealers on a continuing basis that EVs are a real issue, that they're starting to kind of pile up a little bit?
Well, it's in the numbers. I mean,
Yeah.
certainly you hear it from dealers, but you just look at the day's supply out there, you look at the sales trends, and certainly EVs are part of the future,
Sure.
big part of the future. And dealers, we're doing our part.
Yeah.
You know, we've invested billions of dollars in
That's for
infrastructure to make sure that the dealerships are ready to sell and service these vehicles. We bought a lot of them. And
Yeah.
I like to say we're not,
We bought a lot.
we're not collectors, we're dealers.
That's right.
We want to sell those vehicles, but we think the government and what the customers are telling us, the government is just moving too quickly on this.
Yeah.
We need to slow things down, take
Sure.
a more rational approach.
Sure.
And we as NADA, we got the dealer voice. We're talking to the Department of Energy, talking to the EPA, talking to the White House, and making sure that they understand our concerns,
Sure.
but also our commitment going forward.
Yeah. Is an election year a good time for you or a tough time for you at the NADA? What does that look like? Does that have its own challenges?
Well, as we always say, elections have consequences.
Right.
I don't see it as any different, really.
Okay.
We just got to keep playing the game every single day.
Yeah.
We can't worry about.
Right.
I heard Andy Card. I was at dinner. It might have been Mac McClarty the other night. He basically said, a week in politics, so much can happen, so much
Of
can
course,
change.
yeah.
And this election's now is still like 9-10 months out.
Yeah, that's right.
So there's a lot that's going to happen between now and then.
That's an eternity in politics, isn't
That's
it?
right. You
Yeah.
can't speculate. You can't think about the future. You got to focus on what you can control, which is the present.
That's right. Gary Gilchrist, congratulations, by the way.
Thank you.
On becoming
Thank
the
you.
chairman. It's quite an honor, I'm sure. And after a stellar career in retail automotive, running dealerships, talk to us about that. What's that like?
So I started in 1977,
Okay.
and I was actually going to school to be a veterinarian.
Really?
Yep.
Okay.
And during that journey, I met my wife,
Okay.
and maybe things changed.
She
And
said, "Don't be a doctor. Go into the car
it's
business."
Either
That would be a
either you
change,
get
wouldn't
out,
it?
or
That's right.
So I went back and I talked to a friend of my dad's and to look for a job. And he said, have you thought about going into the car business?
Sure.
And just go work for your dad. If that doesn't work, you can fall back on your degree.
Sure.
Well, 47 later, Jim,
There you go.
I'm truly enjoying this profession.
That's pretty cool.
And but I was behind the 8 ball.
Yeah.
I was behind in this fact that I didn't work in the, the
Sure.
parts of the service. So when I started, I looked at it, I said, I'm just going to, I sold for 7 years. I'm just going to follow the customers around my store.
Yeah.
And what I learned from that is seeing stuff from the customer's eyes.
Yeah.
Then I started into management and started to
Yeah.
where I'm at today.
That's pretty cool.
Yep.
What do you think, becoming now the chairman of the NADA, what would your dad say about that?
Oh, that's a great. There's actually, I'm going to refer to not only my father, but also my grandfather.
Okay.
He started in business in 1927, and then I'm going to say somebody else, and that's Bob Mallon.
Yeah. Wow.
And he's very special to me.
Yeah.
He's the one that was the chairman of Washington State in 1978.
Oh my gosh. Wow.
And so his store is right across from ours,
Yeah.
and he was probably one of the inspirations for me to even consider this. But when I came on to NADA, it was not for the chairman.
Yeah.
I came on because I wanted to stay involved in my own state on the executive committee,
Right.
and it led me to today.
That's
And
pretty cool.
And I'm thrilled.
Yeah.
I'm actually honored to be
Yeah.
able to sit here.
Oh, I bet. Now you've got your own set of problems to deal with, right? In terms of affordability, we touched on EVs. These cars are not getting cheaper. The average price of a car, as you know, is
Yep.
almost $50,000. Families are saying, we're having a hard time with this. Talk to us about some of those issues.
Well, I don't look at them as problems. I look at them as opportunities.
Okay.
And so the mass production and affordability is obviously going to be an issue.
Yeah.
And bringing some of that price level down.
Sure.
But it's also not going too far and too fast.
Yeah.
And with now bringing hybrids into this,
Yeah.
I think we can transition that to a more affordable to start this slowly going and get to a price point where that the adoption might transition to it a little quicker.
Sure. At the JD Power summit that you spoke at the other day, one of the analysts got up and said by about 2035, we'll be at about maybe 65% EVs. Do you think that's a decent number to work with? Is that a high? He's laughing. Jeff's laughing, going, "There's no way." But what's your take on that? Are we still dreaming on that number or what?
I'll let you.
Look, I like EVs. I own 2 in my name. I've
Yeah.
owned 4 in my name.
Okay.
And different manufacturers. Want to learn everything is about it.
Sure.
The way to look at this is that EV sales last year were about 7% of retail sales total,
Yeah.
with concentrations in California and on the coast.
Yeah.
But Tesla, which I bought a Tesla,
Yeah.
I like it, I think strengths and weaknesses, is about 60% of the 7%.
Yeah.
So that means the OEMs, about 2 to 3% of their retail sales are electric, and we have a 114-day supply of those at 2 to 3%.
Right.
So that is telling us
Yeah.
something.
Yeah.
And the early
That's a
adopters
problem.
have already adopted. Tesla, is a direct seller, very successful. They've lowered the price 6 times. Why? They run out of orders. They probably have 2 weeks worth of orders right now. And how low can you go?
Right.
And so that's telling us even Tesla's run out of customers, and they're the industry leader by far.
Sure.
And the big unknown with this is where China plays a role.
Yeah.
See, China could not compete on gasoline cars globally. And China's a very important market. It's the biggest market in the world,
Yeah.
27 million car sales. About half are non-Chinese domestic brands and half are Chinese brands. And China, in their foresight, said, hey, we can't compete with electric ICE cars, but we can with BEV. So they control probably 80% of the mineral supply, processed minerals.
Yeah.
And with the Chinese government shepherding this, they have about a 30% cost advantage over everybody else in the world. No one can match their prices.
Yeah.
And they're now, because the Chinese government has to keep the economy growing, keep people happy, they're going to unleash a tidal wave of cars, ICE and BEVs, on the world market.
Yeah.
And it's already happening. So this is, there've been waves before, European, Japanese, Korean brands. This wave might be quite different. And because of their cost competitiveness, might sweep away some manufacturers, potentially along with their dealers.
Yeah, it is a concerning issue, isn't it? For sure. Having said that, what's on your to-do list?
Great question. It's a long one. No, it's really short.
We've got obviously these issues that are pressing and dealers are concerned about it. But what are the things that you want to get done?
So the priorities going into 2024 is the professional staff of NADA, the dealers, and that's to continue to build on the OEM relationships. I mean, that's number one.
Right.
And that seems to be moving in a good direction. The second thing is always to continue to strengthen the dealer involvement and commitment.
Yeah.
And the third one is something that's dear to my heart, and that's to strengthen the relationships of the ATAs.
Mm-hmm.
And we really got to start with the government outreach.
Yeah.
Those are the top priorities for myself going forward.
Sure. Overall, good year for 2024 for dealers?
I think so.
Yeah.
I mean, I think we're heading the right direction.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Another good year.
If this shows any indication,
All right,
Yeah.
right.
Wow.
Yeah, it's true.
It's
wow,
true.
That's true.
we're so really just pleased with the attendance,
Yeah.
the energy on the floor. Hopefully, you guys are happy.
We're very happy.
The other,
We
the
are
other-
very happy. And the dealers are happy, so we're happy.
the exhibitors
That's right.
are happy. There's just
Yeah.
a real good energy about
Yeah, that's
about
great.
things right now.
That's
and
great.
yeah, we expect it to continue.
Great. Mike Stanton, Gary Gilchrist, and Geoffrey Pohanka, thank you so much for joining me. This has
Thanks
been
for
a real
having
pleasure.
me.
Congratulations,
Thank
and
you.
good luck in your retirement, which
yeah.
won't be retirement. Right?
He'll be hanging around. I'm the past chairman. It feels like I'm dead. That's a hard T. How about immediate past?
Fast, that's right. That's right. We miss him.
It's kind of like a dirty shirt.
Thanks for watching the live coverage from the CBT News Stage at the 2024 NADA Show.